How a UK space startup will make cleaner rocket launches. As the number of rocket launches rises, so does the amount of cleanup required. Heavy metals in rocket fuel can harm wildlife and poison groundwater. The burning of solid rocket fuels in space launches can generate a significant carbon footprint. On the other hand, many rockets are powered by liquid hydrogen fuel, which emits clean water vapor exhaust, even though hydrogen manufacture emits a significant amount of carbon dioxide. Rocket engines emit ozone-depleting trace gases and soot particles into the upper atmosphere. Even though rocket launches are relatively infrequent, their overall impact on our climate is far less than that of airplanes. But it's not only our surroundings. As defunct satellites and other items pile up in our planet's orbit, space trash is becoming a rising worry. It'll also affect any future launches. If a massive spill or something like refined kerosene occurs, it will significantly influence all biological systems. So, it's evident that something has to be done. But guys, there is some good news. Some startups are continuously working on this problem. Is it possible to make space travel more environmentally friendly by using biofuels? UK space startups are proposing cleaner rocket launches. 2 British rocket startups have been testing biofuels and they appear to emit far fewer harmful soot particles. Depending on the fuel used, rocket launches can shoot massive amounts of soot into Earth's upper atmosphere, potentially contributing to climate change. These startups say that their rocket technology may lessen spaceflight's environmental impact by moving to renewable fuel. These firms want to launch their rockets from distinct spaceports in the Scottish countryside, and being environmentally friendly has always been the selling point. These 2 startups are Skyrora and Orbex. Skyrora, based in Edinburgh, intends to use non-recyclable plastics as rocket fuel. Orbex, based in Inverness, is counting on biopropane, a natural gas produced as a byproduct of the biodiesel manufacturing process. Orbex presented research by scientists from the University of Exeter in the United Kingdom that claims the company's bio-propane-powered rocket Prime, a micro-launcher, will emit 86% fewer emissions than a comparable-sized fossil fuel launcher. The majority of the carbon dioxide emissions reductions achieved by Orbex are due to the negative carbon footprint of biofuel production rather than the launcher emitting significantly less. On the other hand, most experts are unconcerned about spaceflight's carbon dioxide emissions because there are currently very few rocket launches. The space sector uses only about 1% of the fossil fuel used by aviation. Climate specialists are concerned about another component of rocket exhaust, and that is soot. Large volumes of it are injected into the otherwise pure upper layers of the Earth's atmosphere by rockets, where it may cause far-reaching changes. And it's here that technologies like Orbex's biopropane-fueled Prime rocket can help. The Prime vehicle, 62 feet long and designed to lift small payloads of up to 330 pounds to low Earth orbit, will release significantly less soot than a comparable micro-launcher. The temperature of the upper layers of the atmosphere, the mesosphere and the stratosphere is affected by soot in the atmosphere, which absorbs heat. According to Orbex, 120 rocket launches produces as much soot as the entire global aviation industry makes in a year. A single Orbex rocket launch will produce 15 tons of greenhouse gas emissions, equal to the annual carbon footprint of a typical British citizen. Isn't that such a relief? Skyrora, Orbex's rival, has yet to launch its 3-stage Skyrora XL orbital rocket, but has conducted multiple successful test flights of its suborbital missile, Skylark Micro, which reached altitudes of up to 17 miles. The company tested a modest version of its engine in 2020, which works on non-recyclable plastics as fuel. According to the company's website, the new fuel, named Ecosene, has a 1 to 3% better energy profile. The plastics they're utilizing are actually garbage disposal plastics. That is some fantastic news. We know that there is an issue of plastic usage, and if they are reused, it's fantastic. According to Skyrora, the Ecosene-fueled rocket engine, which employs hydrogen peroxide as an oxidizer to burn with the fuel, produces around 40% fewer emissions overall, including carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, soot, and sulfur, according to the company's tests. The business plans to launch its rocket prototype from a spaceport on the Shetland Islands off the coast of Scotland in late 2022. Orbex and Skyrora aren't just pursuing biofuel. They've inspired other companies too. Blue Shift Aerospace, an American startup, flew its first-stage rocket prototype Stardust 1 in February this year, which burns proprietary solid biofuel generated from agricultural waste. The altitude of the test rocket was less than 1 mile. Thanks to space exploration, we've learned a lot about our planet, solar system, and galaxy, and now we've entered a new era of space exploration. If humanity wants to keep advancing into space, it may need to change its strategy. It won't be cheap to get there, but it won't be nearly as difficult for the environment. However, there will be a new era of space flight thanks to startups and their creative ideas. Biofuel development strategies that address these more considerable challenges have the potential to be quite fruitful. Cleaning up after launches will continue to be an essential issue as the space industry grows, since there is so much more to conserve on the public property surrounding these launch sites.